And then the other chick that messaged me wanting to be, wanting to get started and get signed up as a customer, and like, they just kind of came out of the woodworks. Like, you just go through periods of time where, you know, you feel like not a whole lot's going on, and then you get like, whoosh, you know?
Yeah. I was pumped because I saw that I get my first $18 of commission this month.
My mom was like that too. She's like, I got my first commission. It was only a little bit, but it was my first commission.
$18.
Wait till you get your Prove It bucks in.
Yes. Oh yeah, I have 130 of those already. I'm pumped.
There you go.
Free smart
shit. Those are really good because Prove It bucks you can use as gifts, or also you could get free product with that, and then you could send that out for your 5 and 10 days and make money that way. That's what I do.
You frozen. I didn't hear what you said, Hillary. I'm sorry.
For your Prove It bucks, that's basically money you can use to get product. So you can either give it to people as incentives, or you can buy product, and then when you're selling out 5 and 10 days, that's free. That's money you get to keep.
Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't think about it that way. I was just thinking like free smart shit.
Yeah, but that's what I do to make extra cash on the side. It's like I get stuff from the Prove It bucks, and then you just sell it for a 5 and 10 day, but you keep all of your money because you don't have to pay for it. Nice. So you still charge that, but then you're making like, you could easily, if you do that, you could make like an extra $100 a month just by selling. Like, you're still selling it at the same price, but you're not having to pay for it.
Right.
You know,
that's a good idea.
So that's an extra stream of income while your commission check like takes the time to build up. And it will, as more and more people get added to your auto ship and your groups build, and you just like continuously do every like things over and over and over, and then you'll start to see it rise and rise and rise. I know everyone goes through this, and I think this is a really big thing in network marketing, because even for me today, well, I'm kind of sick, but in general, like I was kind of feeling bad about myself, and I feel like sometimes it's like not every day being an entrepreneur is going to be like an amazing day. Like there's going to be a lot of days where like you're not seeing a lot of activity. You feel like you're putting in like way more effort than like what your compensation's worth, and it just like seems like it's not worth it. But it's on those days when you kind of just, I don't know how many of you guys have seen the Mel Robbins video where she talks about like this process going like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it's just like, basically at 5, you're allowed to be frustrated or anxious or scared. And by the time you get to 1, you go into action and you like just do whatever it is you need to do and just get your mindset changed, basically. And so my stuff has really helped ever since I started doing it. And so I think that just like the more, it sounds cliche, but it's just like the more seeds you plant, the more you put yourself out there, the more you like get out to people, then it's like more people see it and you get more the thing about Prove It especially is it really, because I've been in a different company before, Prove It really is a numbers game. So it's literally like 50% of the people you talk to will want to watch the video. Of those 50% of the people that watch the video, 50% of the people want to buy or try it. And then from that, 50% of the people will want to go like in your back office and get it again. So if you know those numbers, it's like you just have to talk to that many people so then you get paid more, basically. Yeah. So like I don't know if you sold your experience pack or not, but like if it's people selling the experience packs and sometimes I say it's like 20 servings and 10, I'm like, if you want to sell that, I always say like you need to be talking to 40 people because half of them are going to say no, they don't want it, and half of them are going to say yes. And I think just like viewing it by the numbers, and like especially when you view it as a numbers game, it's just people in front of it, it's just like connecting with more people, and it doesn't feel as strenuous because you know like the next person will say yes, basically.
Right.
And one thing that I also do that's kind of helped me work for 5 and 10 days, which like you guys should totally use. So I know Danielle is really good at it because she has the Instagram from Lawrence, but I literally just started using mine like 2 days ago. And I think that really works is because what's been working for me to sell a couple 5 days And so people will like ask me randomly for my keto recipes because that's what I'm branded as on Instagram. And so I literally tell them, well, to get the recipes, you have to join. Sometimes I say it's my Facebook group, and sometimes I pretend it's my friends. And I say, like, to get access to the recipes, you have to buy like 5 days worth of this product, and then we can add you to the Facebook group. And it's worth like 2 or 3 times I've done it. So, that might be a way to get to some people, I never really thought about that until I started doing that today.
Nice.
So. Yeah, Instagram's been pretty, it does like drive a lot of views to my profile or to my website, which is awesome. I mean, the more people you can get it in front of, they may not like reach out right away or anything, but at least they got curious and looked, and they're watching. So same with Facebook.
Yeah, it's the same on Facebook. I just like on Instagram, for me, because I don't have my website up there, I haven't put that part in. I know Lawrence didn't do it. I was just like in conversations that I have with people, because on Instagram, I'm a really big fan of the story. So I just like literally throughout the day take pictures of the food I'm eating that's like keto-ish. And then like I literally ask like stupid questions to get people responding. Like I literally wrote in a question, I'm trying to up my fats. What meats should I eat? I don't eat red meat. Just so I could get like 10 people messaging me what kind of meats. And so then like after that, I start conversations and I'm like, oh, I don't eat red meat, blah, blah, blah. Like, let me talk to you, like what recipes? And then they'll start asking me what I do. And then in that process, that's when I say, oh, have this Facebook group and you have to, or I'm in my friend's Facebook group and you have to pay 5 or 10 days to have this product to get the recipes also. And so that worked like for 2 people and the rest of the people didn't care. But it's just a strategy. Sometimes when talking to people, sometimes people really care about a recipe or they want to know the work. And since we have such a large group, leveraging that is really good. It's all just about like leverage. Like that's the thing too. And so because we have this group with like almost 500 people and it keeps on growing and growing and growing, using that as a leverage point could work for some people's advantage. And so today I tested it out on purpose saying it was mine, but then I also said, oh, it's my friend's, to sort of seem like I wasn't the expert either also. So it's just positioning. Lisa, are you here? Kara? Everything's on mute, so I don't really know. Well, it's like a little small call today. Oh, and Greta, hi. How are you?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you yet. I'm good. How are you?
Good. What are you eating?
Peanut butter jelly.
I mean, the peanut butter is kind of keto, depending on how much sugar there's in it, but I like peanut butter. I just bought a really good new kind from Sprouts. I don't know if they have that in California, but it's peanut butter with coconut oil in it, and it's really good.
That sounds really good.
Oh, okay. Hi. You're lying with the baby. Okay. I understand. So I guess because I'm sort of sick, so Danielle is going to be leading this call. But last week, Britta, I don't know if you got to watch it, but if you didn't, you should watch it in the group. I made a PowerPoint presentation. Today is the continuation of it on how to sort of write story posts on Facebook so that you can get more engagement, so that more people are commenting on your wall, and that gives you more leads. And so then today, the presentation is like a continuation, basically just going over more specifics on how to post and then how to interact with people once they see your stuff. So I sent the presentation to Danny. I don't know if she's going to be able to if I'm able to share it from her screen. So maybe I should just share it from my screen and she can go through it and then I can interject. Would that be easier, you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me okay? Okay, sorry. It's kind of dark. Charlie headbutted me and busted my lip, so you guys don't want to see that.
Let me go up to it then. Okay, so let me minus my Facebook. Share screen. What now? And then here. Okay. So last week we sort of just talked about like how to set up and position a story. So this week I said, what the F comes after I master my story? Connecting with people so those leads become prospects, new friends, and customers. Okay, Janny.
Okay. So let me just pull up my thing. Hold on. Okay, so we're reviewing from the last call.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess, okay, so the purpose of Facebook, a Facebook story post are to create a connection with the audience so you seem more relatable. So I was having this conversation with Tiffany, I think, yesterday or the day before about the kind of posts you're posting to get reaction or engagement from people. So you want to create posts that make people relate to you. Like, what is it about you that would want or that somebody would want to relate to? Like for me, I'm okay, we'll use my mug collection as an example. I'm kind of a nerd like that, and believe it or not, that gets people's attraction. It gets people's attention, and I've even noticed since coming out with that kind of post, people are like posting their like mug pictures and tagging me in it and saying, oh, I thought of you, you know, you inspired me to buy this mug or whatever. It might not have had anything to do with ketones or Prove It, but I put that out there, and now people are like, they thought of me because they saw this mug or they bought this mug and they're tagging me in it. So they're seeing my stuff, they're engaging in it. So I'm making posts that are like little snippets of my life, basically my story. And part of my story is I collect mugs. So that's an example. The more vulnerable and real you are, you'll have more people following you and giving you opportunities to reach out to. Just like, you know, with that mug post, that wasn't something I would have ever put on Facebook before because it just didn't seem relevant. So because I put that out there and because I was vulnerable, it attracted more people. So give posts that you feel like people would relate to you about. Like, what kind of people are you trying to attract to you? What kind of people would you want to work with? What kind of people would you want to build relationships with? You know, what do you have in common with these people that they might feel the need to engage with you? 4 things to create a beginning, middle, and end. Who you are, so your background, what you didn't like about your background or your circumstance, and how you struggled. Your solution you found, and why you're excited about your future. So my background, of course, I've been in other network marketing companies. My thing is health and fitness, but I have BHL, and that's why I do health and fitness. And but my circumstances and how I struggled was in my previous marriage, I struggled with depression and anxiety and low self-esteem, you know, that kind of thing. For me, my solution is I found a passion in health and fitness, and more specifically this product, because it has changed my life in a lot of ways that I never thought was possible. And I'm excited for my future because I know what this opportunity can bring with the business, and I know how I can continue to feel in the future.
Oh, sorry. I'll interject. You're done. Keep on going.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so that was just my example of like my story and like how I create posts on Facebook, and, you know, telling little snippets of your life in different posts.
So she just did a really good example of like she was going to write a prove it specific post when she talked about her background, what she didn't like, what solution she found, and why she's excited for her future. But when you're writing posts, it doesn't necessarily have to be prove it or ketones. Like every post that you're using Connect, you should follow this format. Like even if it's about a simple thing, like even if it's like just about like why you like to go to the gym. Your example, it could be like my background. I like am like, I could make this up for me. Like I always like used to struggle. Well, I didn't really struggle with weight, but I could like say, if you did, you could say always used to struggle with fit, like my weight or how I think I used to look, blah, blah, blah. I never really liked exercising, blah, blah. I struggled because I was like embarrassed to go to the gym because I didn't know what I was doing. The solution I found is like when I started going to my gym membership, like Lifetime Fitness, it was a really great environment for me, blah, blah, blah. And now because of this, I'm so excited about my future to continue to have better workouts. And like, so basically just anything that you're talking about and posting, regardless if it has to do with ketones, if you take your audience through that story, it's going to make you more relatable on that specific subject. So I'm kind of sick right now, so I didn't really do a good job of explaining why Lifetime Fitness is like a gym solution for me, but it is. But just in general, like anything that you're talking about, if you start to write all your posts that way, people are going to like literally think that you're more relatable, and then they're going to want to talk to you. And then you're going to start getting messages. Like I get messages all the time with people being like, you're so honest and open in your posts, Hillary, which really to me, I don't feel like I'm that honest and open, but in comparison to a lot of like, other people you appear to be, and then that makes them want to connect with you more in business. Oh, hi, Lawrence. Glad you're here. But so yeah, that was just a little bit of a review from last week. So what's the next slide? I don't even remember. How do I go? Oh, next. Oh, okay. So what your post should okay, Danny, here you go.
Okay, so good quality photos of you work best. Transformation photos are awesome too. There should be spaces between lines when a new thought is starting in your post. Use emojis, use repetitive language. Okay, so something I feel like I've been getting really good at is my post. So a good quality photo. So that's something that I used to want to take photography classes just so I could like just take cool pictures and learn how to edit. But now with your phones, you can do almost anything, you know, you can make really cool photos. So a good quality photo of you. So like today, I think it was this morning, I was in such a hurry. My alarm was late and I had an appointment like right after I dropped Charlie off. And so I literally had my coffee, my ketones, and my water. And that's like a normal thing for me. I always have like 3 things of liquid with me. And so I took a picture of it and it was a really cool picture, and I edited a little bit and made a story behind it about how I need a bigger bag to carry all of these things. So I don't know, I've been doing really cool things with my pictures and editing, and some people might be against like editing and stuff, but I just think it's fun to make really cool looking photos. Transformation photos are awesome. I guess I don't post a whole lot of those. I did today because Cammie, and I don't know if she's on here, but if you haven't seen her transformation so far, go check it out and show her some love. But I did post her transformation photo today. So those are cool to post here and there. Good to show people that, you know, that's one of the benefits. Sorry, my dogs are kind of all over the place right now. Spaces between lines when starting a new thought in your post. I think I've been doing good at that too. Like it used to be just like one big paragraph or whatever, you know, or like a couple of lines. But now that you're posting, you know, a small story behind every picture, space like, you know, the beginning, middle, and the end, you know, that kind of thing. Put space in between those paragraphs. It makes it easier on the eyes and people are more drawn to it, I think. At least for me, I am. And use emojis. Everybody loves to use emojis right now. So stick those in there. It kind of gives it some not attitude, you know, like good attitude. It shows kind of who you are, like by the different emojis you use. And use repetitive language. Hillary, you look like you need to turn off your light.
I'll talk about that. So basically what I meant by repetitive language is like when people are reading a post, if you use certain words, like, I would read mine, but I'm like really tired.
I've been putting peace, love, and ketones on the end of some of my like story posts.
Yeah, I don't think that's not what I meant by it. I meant, so like what I always do. So I wrote in mine at the beginning, I'm like so sick. I cannot explain, this now. I will go into the repetitive language, again. It basically just means like how I wrote here, I wrote today, I had the opportunity here, and then I did it again later. People, it's like psychologically, people, when they see you repeat something within your post again, they remember it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I can go into that a lot more when I'm not feeling like I'm going to die. I feel like you touched good on everything. And so the only thing that when I was saying is like to add on, because I think most people here are good about it, but when I wrote good quality photo, the ones I put here, make sure that your photos have good lighting. Even though we like selfies and stuff, selfies are good, but don't put like shitty photos of like where you can barely see or somewhat your face is like really up in there, you know, just photos where you're like looking real, but also. And transformational photos, I don't always mean necessarily like a weight loss photo. Last week, if you guys go to the PowerPoint from last week, I shared my friend Patrick. He did one about his relationship. And so the first picture, like he was single and his girlfriend was like somewhere randomly in the crowd. And then next one, they were sitting together. People just like seeing pictures, like they get a lot of traction where it's like one photo from a year ago and one photo now, but they're side by side. That's kind of what I meant by transformation. It doesn't always have to be like, I used to be fat and now I'm skinny. I mean, those get traction too. But a lot of people like seeing stuff where it's like, I used to be really like, the whole point of story posts and stuff is to basically be like, my life used to suck with this circumstance. Then I like changed whatever, and now it kind of rocks, in the simplest terms. And so transformation photos are really good ways of out there. And spaces in the line. So like how on mine, like there's spaces in between that. Danny hit that right on the point. It's a lot easier on the eyes, and then people are more likely to read your whole post versus just like a big paragraph. Like they're not going to want to sit there and read it. I agree with what you said. Emojis, it gives it personality and it makes it a little bit more fun. And then yeah, I think that's basically it. And I just used Lisa's from today, and hers is actually the next slide because she sold a couple of 10 days from this post. So I was gonna go over that.
To what?
So curiosity posts, so that's what they're called. And so talking about why your life is improving, but not how. This causes people to comment and be curious, basically because everyone wants their life to be more awesome, giving people a reason to want to know about you and what you're doing. So Lisa, since I used your post as an example, you should just read it and then talk about the response you got from it.
Yes. I still wasn't expecting to get so much feedback on that post. But let me see. I wrote, it's a great feeling getting back into working out and training again after being out 1.5 years. And your instructor girlfriend looks at you and says, you still got those guns. Muscle preservation is important, and with the right nutrition, I've managed to maintain it. And I mean, I've got 118 people that have liked that post, and my inbox has been blowing up all day from that, talking to people about what I've done. And I need to do that more often.
Yeah, but see, in that post, if you guys look at it and her wording, like she said, with the right nutrition, but she didn't say, and she said, and I managed to maintain it, but she didn't say what she was doing. She didn't say ketones was saving my life. She gave like a really big clue and was like, I'm using some type of new nutrition that's helping me with my life and health. And I only posted it this morning. There's only 56 likes when I did it. Now it's up to 118. But in writing stuff like that, people then were really curious about like what she's doing that's keeping her in shape, what her instructor is saying that you still have your guns for. But she didn't say how she was doing it. She said why. And so then she gave them a reason to want to contact her and for her to contact them. And Alexis is really good at doing this. And so I just posted one of her like mindset posts basically, but she got a lot of people reaching her out to her about this. Lawrence, I don't know if you have anything else to add on curiosity posts.
Just don't reveal too much too quick. I mean, you can do them every once in a while, but I think if you kind of make it where you're trying to get them to communicate with you, I mean, that's exactly what Lisa did. She wasn't like, I'm drinking this and this is exactly what I'm getting. She's just like, you know, it is what it is. I'm taking something and now there's curiosity, and that if she has someone reach out to her, they're going to ask. The first question is like, what are you taking? So it's good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Danielle, I wanted you to go over this because I made this slide based after our conversation yesterday. But basically, I feel like the next question is people always like make posts and then you like don't know what to do next. So like as both from Lisa and Danielle that started doing these story posts and stuff, like you guys can quote the test, like as you start posting this way, you're gonna get more engagement on your posts. Like, do you guys both agree?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And so what I recommend is after getting more engagement, notice who's liking it and make a list who's actively liking and commenting on your posts, because they're going to be liking it. Like you're going to see a pattern of people. And then after that, start engaging on their stuff subtly, not stalkery. So Danielle, I was wondering if you could go over that what I mean kind of by that, because you talked about that,
yeah.
What you do.
So, okay, so you get more engagement. So I've noticed that I'm getting a lot more, not just likes on my posts, but more engagement through comments and stuff. Like my nail post, when I did my nails the other day, had nothing to do with Prove It or ketones or anything. I posted a picture of my new color on my nails. I did my own nails, and I basically was like, you know, do you ladies get your nails done or do you do them yourselves? Because the night before I had taken a bubble bath. So like I kind of made this weekend around like taking time for myself, and as ladies and moms, taking time for yourself. And so I got a lot of engagement when it came to those two posts. And I even had one girl, like, I think she lives in Sweden or something. She was talking about she only gets her nails done in the US and Canada when she makes it this way because it's too expensive to get it done there. So I'm getting so much more engagement through comments, not just likes. And so I can start creating that conversation in the post and then message them, or sometimes they'll message me and we'll just talk. Like, I think it was Lawrence that said you want to have like 20 open conversations or something like that at one time. So you don't want to be a stalker and like, you know, have a conversation with them all day, every day. Just like start getting to know them, asking them questions and, you know, that kind of thing, and then leave it at that. And then like a day or two, go back to that message and say, hey, you know, I just wanted to catch up with you. I know we both got busy or whatever, you know, but having those open conversations. So when you're getting that engagement on your posts, start making a list. I sat down and made a list the other day of everybody who I noticed just within the last couple of days that started engaging on my post that like I totally forgot I was friends with on Facebook. So I made that list, and some of them had already messaged me, but I went to their page and I just went to like their first post or their second post and just liked it or commented, depending on what it was, just so they could see me on their feed. So I engage with them, they're more likely to engage with me because they're going to see my stuff and I'm going to see their stuff. Just don't like go to their page and start clicking like on all of their pictures. They're going to know that you went to their page and just like started liking a bunch of their stuff. So like she said, subtly, not stalkery. Start conversations with those people. So back to what I was saying about like, especially people that comment on your posts and you can comment back. You can start that conversation and get to know them and he's downstairs. Sorry. Start that conversation with them and keep that conversation open for a few days. Don't just like start with, unless it's somebody you know and you're friends with already. If it's somebody you don't know or that you have just been friends with on Facebook, just start the conversation with them. Don't just outright be like, like, here's my stuff, try it, or what do you know about this, or what do you know about that? So just create a relationship with these people. These are people that are relating to you. They're relating to you for whatever reason or whatever you posted about, and you have something in common there, and start there and just create a friendship. Like, me and Cammie, I knew her on Facebook. I think we had met once in person through a Beachbody event, and then we just kind of started having conversation every day and creating that relationship. And she became a customer, and that went. We're like really good friends now. But that's besides the point.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Can I say something? Because I feel so much older than most of you. I do. But I feel like most of the posts that I've gotten the best likes and comments on have always been for me as a parent, parenting posts with kids, your pets, fitness, health, all of those things have always gotten me a lot of engagement where I'm able to reach out with people that, whether it's parenting, whether it's about your animals, it helps.
Yeah. And you'll find that, like everybody's, there's a whole like age wide, I'm 30 and we've probably have younger people on our team and older people on our team, and everybody's different and everybody attracts different people. So like, like I was telling Tiffany the other day, we had this conversation. It's like, what are your hobbies? What do you like to do? Instead of targeting people that are already in keto groups, eat ketogenic, maybe target moms with little girls, or like moms our age, or pastors' wives because her husband is a youth pastor. Like, what do you have in common with people that you want to attract? That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I'm done with that page. Okay.
Because there was something I wanted to say, but I want to make sure if it's in this, because I just watched a Ray Higdon training today that I thought would be really applicable, but it was different after this. Okay, so yeah, before I go into this slide, before I go and read it, so basically what all that's saying is like the purpose of creating like posts is to get more engagement, so then you can have more conversations open with more people. And so basically, like, the whole point is like building a type of rapport, so then you can ask those questions. But what he said also today is like not building up too much rapport. Like, there has to be a situation when you're talking to someone long enough that you then ask them the question. Like, you could build rapport for 3 years, but if you never ask or you never make them aware of your opportunity or the product, you're not going to get you're not going to make the sale. And at the same time, we're all like in this to make money, not to make money, but to like be healthy. And then like, we're all in this as a business. So I apologize for the way I'm talking. I like can barely think, but it is important to ask that question. So even though the building rapport and building a relationship is the most important thing, don't do that for like 10 years before you like ask them the question.
Yeah.
So I wrote, how do you talk to them? This is kind of what Danielle talked about. Notice what stuff they're liking on your page and what they're posting about. Find things that you have in common and talk about. all, so Lisa can go to all the people that comment on your ketones curiosity post, make sure to message those as first and be the most direct. Like she had one person today and they literally said like, what things are you taking? And like, I'm pretty sure Lisa just messaged them and like asked them directly, what did they know about ketones and ketosis? Cause that person like wanted to know. They didn't want to have like 10 a year conversation about catching up or anything. They like wanted to know what she was doing. Yeah, when you're talking to people, be real and cheesy. Like, this is the worst thing. I hate when people add you from network marketing and they say, hey, I noticed we both have mutual friends or we both like Eric Worre. Never do that. Like, it does not work. It might have worked like 10 years ago when social media started, but like, I'm not going to respond or go to someone's link if they just like say, I think notice we have a lot of mutual friends or we both like some random person on Facebook. Like, what are you doing? No. And then if you already have the relationship, kind of like Lisa in that example today, then you can ask them, what do you know about ketones and ketosis? I don't know what I meant by if not spending time to build it. And then just the most important thing, never ever just spam your link. And then the flip side, don't take too long building the rapport. I don't know if anyone else has any other points on this before I have some sample conversations.
Seeing what I loved about my post too, though, was there was actually only like 3 other people with Prove It that commented. The rest of the comments that came in, nobody knows what keto is or ketosis. So, I mean, it was a great post. It was a great idea.
Yeah, and I think things highlighting fitness are really good.
Yeah.
For it, and like just I think the way you set it up is really good. I think sometimes like saying ketones is good, and then sometimes like it's good to be more ambiguous, kind of like today. But now I set up some conversations just to kind of show you guys what's been working. And I wrote in this one, some situations people will see what you and they'll just message you, but you still like, it's important to make the relationship after the sale. So this person before, I just didn't post it. She literally just asked me like if I knew anything about it. And then I sent her like the video and she bought it right away. But then after, because I like wanted her to have a connection, you guys can kind of see, like I went to get to know her a little bit. And so she's like, why she's curious. She like has some food issues with carbs and she's curious about it. And then after that, I started asking her like about where she lives. And then I didn't paste the rest of it, but she started telling me how there's like all these fatty foods where she lives and blah, blah. And so like now in the group, she's liked like 3 things. She's commented once. And so she's like engaging in it. And so like I'm doing that because I want her to convert after the 10-day. So I think sometimes the biggest mistake that someone can make, and it's a lot of times in network marketing and just in general, or in sales in general, is like you work so hard to get that person to either say yes to the 5-day or yes to the 10-day or yes to being your customer. And then you just like peace out and you forget about them. And then people wonder why they like don't convert or they don't stay on your smart chip or anything. And it's because like you kind of just like drop them off after you made the sale. So it's still really important, like once you make that, to still keep that relationship open, basically.
Yeah, and I did a video today that was kind of, I mean, I don't always have the cleanest language, if you know what I mean. I drop the F-bomb quite a bit, but that's just who I am. But I did a video today on, basically like giving 0 fucks motivation and us versus just a transaction. And so what Hillary's saying, like you're building a relationship with somebody even after they have already got your products. I had somebody ask me one time, and I went to Lawrence about this, and I didn't even think about it this way, but there's other products out there now that companies are trying to come out with, and obviously nothing can touch ours, but somebody asked me from Instagram one time, well, what's the difference between this product and your product? Well, not only is ours just like better because it's just better, but it's us. Like, you're not just making a transaction, you're getting me along with it and a whole community of support behind you. So you're not just ordering something off of eBay and just making that transaction, paying for it, and you're done. Like, with us, if you're buying us, you're paying for, you're branding yourself, obviously, because people are buying you, not the product sometimes, or however it is that you said it that one time, Hillary. But the point is, it's not just a transaction. You're getting somebody that's passionate about what they're doing, and the community behind this product and behind our promoters and behind our customers. You keep people motivated, engaged, even after you've made that sale. And that's, why we have the customer group, so everybody can engage with each other, so people feel like they're a part of something.
Yeah, exactly. Danielle really hit it on the point. And I've even had someone say that to me too. Like, a customer, he buys a ton every month, and he literally said to me, like, well, I support you because you've been so nice to me, versus buying it on Amazon. And if you just make it about the transaction, then even if they buy from you one time and they end up liking it, people will go, like, and I've done that with certain things that I've bought from stuff where it was just about like what I was buying, and I just went on the internet and bought it cheaper. But like, maintaining it even after you get that person to say yes to whatever it is you want them to do, then will keep them wanting to engage stuff. And so then I have another conversation that I got from Alexis, basically just explaining, I would read it all, but basically she's just connecting with them, and this is how she is made selling a 5-day, in case people wanted to see like some conversations with it. And then I apologize, y'all, for this call that I'm like not functioning and not really able to give everything that I usually try to give to it. But this PowerPoint with the PowerPoint from last week is really just set up to help you guys kind of like be able to present more on social media, to be able to connect with more eyeballs, and then to have more conversations so that you can get more leads and ideally sell like more ketones and grow your team. So I don't know if anyone has any questions, if anyone like if there's any specific things that anyone would want to know more from, like more on writing posts or more on like what to communicate with people with it. Because I would definitely be here to answer.
I think I have to come in your room.
Lawrence, do you have anything to say?
No, this is good. So most of the skills you're learning on Facebook will be applicable for Instagram and even LinkedIn. And the reason this stuff works, do you understand why? It's like the photo catches the attention, but if you have someone read your post, that's the person you're going to be selling. And you're not trying to sell everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
And some of you guys, have a fantastic photo, like one sentence, and there's no way to actually build that rapport because the one sentence says, "I'm happy today." Fantastic, but that doesn't really dive into who you are or how you can help somebody or bring someone in to like this very standard ad copy is feel, felt, found.
Yeah.
If you can kind of build that bond in your writing, feel, felt, found, you'll definitely kind of bridge that gap. If you just study ad copy, it is the science of selling with words. Yeah. And so if you copy that with a social media site with people who already know your smiling face, you'll really start to bring people to like having that question with you. So really, what is this?
Yeah.
From there. Yeah. So this is good. This is good stuff to be learning. And then eventually, you do a couple videos, do some lives, and you start to really build up on that.
Yeah. Yeah, everything you said in the feel found kind of when we like where it was just a review from last week that's on the PowerPoint from last week a lot. And that sort of like, what's your background? How is your life now and how is it getting better? That's just, an easier way to remember it. I used to feel this way, but I felt when I found blank, my life's better. Like, I can't even talk right now.
Yeah, you look like you're about to you need to go turn the light off and curl up in a ball.
I don't know I knew I was starting to get sick, and then all of a sudden I came home and I was like, oh my God, no. It's because it's turning into fake fall for Texas you
need to go to bed.
Fall is 70 degrees and I thought it was freezing. But yeah, just exactly. Just Lawrence is right. I kind of stopped doing them, but I need to get back on them. Doing them and story posts and then adding Facebook Lives when you're using that same format is really going to help people want to connect with you. Because whether we want to admit it or not, and I don't recommend it, most people are scrolling through Facebook all day. Like, they're on social media, they're scrolling, especially if they're at a desk job and they're working half the time they're supposed to be there because they're clocking in, they're scrolling, and so they're seeing what you're posting. And so if you're doing something and you're sharing a struggle and how your life has improved because of you doing something, it's going to make people curious and want to know what you're doing or what you're using. But I don't recommend being one of those scrollers and starting to scroll on everyone else's thing. Just like I said last week on the call, is you should be on social media for being a producer, not a consumer. So if you're on it, you should be on it because you're posting things, you're connecting with people, and not because you're trolling. Trolling doesn't.
And like Lawrence was saying with the whole one-liner thing, I just thought this was funny that you said that, because if you are going to do that, which he doesn't suggest doing, but make sure you have a good photo with it, because I did that the other day with that spider picture, which you just commented on, Lawrence. That got 30 comments.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's saying that you never can do a one-line thing. Today I literally posted something because I was wearing jeans.
Oh no, I know. I was just giving it. I just thought it was funny because as he said that, I was looking at my page back in reference to things, and as soon as he said that, I saw that picture pop up, and he was the last comment that I see on that thing. So I just thought that was funny. But yeah, if there are times where not every post is a story.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly true. Not every post needs to be a story, and not everything needs to be a telenovela of your life. But when you do stuff like that, it automatically, if you sort of notice, people who've started doing them, when you do posts like that, then it gets other people looking at the other stuff that you're posting because they want to know. So you don't have to do one every single time. But if you make it a habit and you're doing 2 to 3 of them a week, and then the other times you're just posting pictures, you're posting selfies, my stuff's come down a bit because I'm not the same level that I used to be when I was actively posting 3 times a day. But I still get I get 50 likes now when I post a picture of food, which I used to get 2. And posting a picture of food is not work. It's not special. I literally am this is what I'm eating, but I didn't get it there until after I was building it, connecting through stuff,
Yeah.
And that's the whole point, is just the more eyeballs you get on, if you think about it, it's the more eyeballs you get on you, and the more people that are connecting and wanting to be around you, the more people you can talk to without having to go find more people, if that makes sense. And so connect with, and just people who might be interested in what you're doing or what you're using. Maybe not everyone wants to do this as a business, but maybe a lot of the people might want to be a customer of yours. And so especially if they're seeing something like Lisa posted today, if they're seeing that your body is in awesome shape because of something you're taking, maybe they're going to want to take it also, So I definitely recommend everyone sort of study some more of the copy, what Lawrence was saying, and really just pre-writing. I think if you don't have that skill yet, then really spend one day a week and just pre-write like 3 posts, like stories for the week, and then just post them. And when I used to pre-write mine, I would do it in my note. Like if you have an iPhone, there's like the note section. You can write it all in the note section. And then whenever you're ready to post it with a picture, you just like copy it and then put it onto your Facebook at that time. And yeah, that's all I really have to say for today. Usually before every call, we go over how to get to GoPro and MVP. But I'm really tired right now, and I can barely remember what they are. Lawrence, could you state the stuff?
Are there questions on GoPro and Go MVP? I mean, just the easiest way to learn it is just to go to rewards, and that will tell you what you're short. So if you have someone new, they're asking you, and it is harder for you to look at someone else's goals and what they're short by to hitting GoPro and Go MVP. Just walk them through actually hitting their rewards button in their back office, and the top 2 drop downs would be GoPro, Go MVP. It'll tell you how many customers you have, the exact customer, and how much volume you have, and how many days you have left. That's probably the best. I've done the other way where you're looking, as the sponsor, and it's hard. I'd rather you just walk them through their own reward center. And
I just posted a video in the Keto Community Files. It was done by this guy named Billy Funk, and he literally goes through how to log in and check. So I think if anybody has a new promoter ever that you're bringing on after they've already came in with their experience pack and their button is pressed, this is a really good video to send them and ask them if they've watched it and if they have any questions on viewing their rewards for GoPro and MVP, because I've noticed like a lot of people are missing it lately because they don't know where to go look to see what they need. And so now that I put that video in there, that's a really good tool for if you're still trying to get it, for you to look and use. But if you are trying to help someone, have them watch it so that they know where to go and use. Tiffany asked, what is the money equivalent to volume? What is the ratio?
The ratio of what?
Is that okay? So like when you're looking at like the GoPro and Go MVP, it's like you have to get 2,000 volume. What is that in money? What is that in sales? You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's actually a document in the back office because it depends on who's buying it. Because if it's Canadian or Australian, the conversion is a little bit different. And if it's on sale or if it's on Smart Ship, right? So if it's a standard sale, you'll look anywhere from like 80 volume for like $144 sale. So you'll see it. It's a sheet you can download in your download section. Just go to your back office, bottom left. There's a sheet that says all specs or like price guide or something like that. And like you're expecting anywhere from like $130 will be around $80 or 80 volume. And then when you go to your insights, it'll tell you price bought, volume that it was credited for every single sale. Yeah, and if you just want to add it up, it'll compile. But you don't even have to do that. If you just go to your rewards, it does all the math for you. You just kind of look at it. And if you're short, look through your insights and go, oh, someone bought a raspberry lemonade. They bought a 20-pack, and it looks like I get about 80 volume. So if I'm short by 150, buy 2 of those in my group, and we're done. So that's kind of the basic building block from there.
Okay. Well, does anyone else have any other questions?
Well, cool. I'm going to be in Dallas with Lisa and Hillary. So if you're coming, I know there's a big group of us coming in Dallas in about
Lisa Korber is going also.
Yeah, Lisa's. Yeah. So 2-3 weeks. Definitely, looking forward to connecting with you guys. And the next event after that would be Epic in
January.
So just make plans for that.
I would go to Dallas, but I'll be on my way back from Virginia that weekend that I would be going to Dallas.
Cool. We'll definitely keep you, up to date. And, as team leaders, MVP people in here, or those aspire to be MVP, one of the goals for every event is to get people to events. So it's not always you trying to explain the technology, what we're about, how the feeling is, the community is. send them to an event, and then that's a duplicatable process. Introducing people to our organization here, take them to a company event, and they kind of see it's not about, you know, people flashing checks or people trying to make a bunch of money. You'll notice there's a lot of people making a lot of money, and they're just normal people. They're not professionals. They're just stay-at-home moms who just really love the product, which gives belief that it's third-party edification, that the system works, that it's not just you trying to push them to make money. They see there's just a lot of people who have over like 100 sales, personally, so, definitely do it. And I do have a testimonial. My wife was out and about today with her ketone shirt, and she got 2 trial packs out because of that, 2 sample packs because of it. They're like, you do keto? And they just had the conversation just because her teacher had keto on it. So, it is a tax write-off because it is a business merchandise. It is a form of advertising. And Jessica feels like she's kind of flatlining. She isn't losing as much weight as she wants. She had lunch with her coworkers today, and they're like, are you doing something? So it was just like super easy for her to start like talking about the conversation of ketosis and ketones. Because Brian Couch had an image a couple of days ago, and he's like, I didn't really see a difference. And he did the before and after, and you're like, dude, how do you not see the difference? Like, your 6-pack is well defined here and not so much here. So definitely, don't feel like, if you're hitting a rut or maybe you're not where you want to be, start using testimonials and just track your own progress and, just do what you need to do. And people will be like, wow, this is a product that physically works. The testimonials are insane. Like, I can't wait to show you some of the other ones I have from like 4 or 5 days worth of use. So I'm like, this is crazy. So keep up the good work. I'll look forward to seeing a couple of you guys. And if you need help, reach out to me. And congrats to all the new MVPs. If I didn't, if y'all broke them out last week, y'all did a good job. So that's it for me.
I think that's it for me too.
Yeah, I think everyone, this is good. I hope everyone has a good night. Will everyone leave the call but Lisa Korber?
Yes.
Night, guys.
Night.